Hello, my name is Caroline and we are at Marylebone Girls' School for day 2 of the Dear Future Self programme. We've got fantastic panellists and a group of year 9s who are going to be asking their questions to the panel about their future self, about their career and any advice that they would give them at this point of their life. So come with me and stay tuned. Speakers with us today, all kind of doing great things within their individual fields. They're going to be sharing their journey with you. Again, as you know, this session is all about representation, it's about female role modelling, it's about empowerment, it's about getting you to think about your future self. As you kind of progress through your academic career or through your academic journey or just through your individual journey as a whole, I'm sure there'll be times where you're thinking about what's next for me? What do I want to do with my life, okay? And this session is to help you think about that, to inspire you.
I'm Evie, I'm interested in dance, math and science.
I'm Neha, I'm interested in acting and journalism.
I'm Olivia, I'm interested in acting and law.
I'm Nicole and I'm a community development coordinator, manager within Westminster, and my job is to use sport as a mechanism for social change and engagement.
I'm Lamara, I'm a coordinator in public policy at Netflix, which basically means that which basically means that I help our teams engage and talk to government and regulators and lawmakers to help make sure that we have good laws and protections so that you guys can enjoy Netflix.
I'm Rachel, I'm a graphic designer for CBRE, so I do corporate design and then I also freelance as well, so I do other projects as well.
I'm Nadine Anderson, I'm the Head of Corporate Learning and Development at Westminster City Council. I also lead on the National Graduate Programme for Westminster and the cultural change work as well that happens there.
I'm Louisa Augustine, I am Bridges and Structures Manager at City of Westminster.
Hello everyone, my name is Anna Diamond. I am a scholar in training at University of Oxford. I look at disinformation, conspiracy theories and all the very cool stuff. So if you have any questions about academia and research, I think I am your person. I also run an initiative on the side. It revolves around human rights in the Middle East. So that's my hobby.
Hi everyone, I'm Vanui. I am also from the council, Westminster City Council. I am on the National Graduate Development Programme that Nadine is the manager of. And I'm currently, so I do placements across the council, and my current placement is in policy with focus on stuff around like safety for young girls, women, and environment, actually quite a lot of, and everything in relation to policy and like economic policy as well, so the cost of living crisis that we're having, so anything policy. But my interests were not that when I was your age, so we'll get to that.
Brilliant. Thank you. Round of applause.
So my question is, who were you inspired by to follow your career, and if you didn't have a person, what were you inspired by to follow the career that you're doing now?
Well, I wasn't inspired by my parents because they told me I had to be a doctor or a lawyer or an accountant and there wasn't any other option, and obviously I haven't done that. What inspired me is that I kind of went one of the routes, which was accountancy, because I thought, okay, I've got to pick one of the three. And it wasn't until I was in the work environment that a person approached me and said, you are really good at training and developing new people coming to your organisation. We think you should move into training. And I'm like, well, I actually really love that. How do I go about it? I was assigned a mentor, kind of got into it that way. So it was actually through somebody seeing that actually the talent that I had in me was different to what my parents thought.
while my mum did encourage me and gave me the belief that I can do anything I wanted to do, it was more the interest in the subjects that I did. So physics and maths and sciences, I really loved that. I wanted to do something in there. I was also a people person, so I very much approached engineering as a way of helping people. How can I make their lives better? And then you've got your physics and maths to support it. And it's only recently that I've kind of looked back and said, well, actually, there were so many great women throughout history who had impact in science, engineering, maths. For instance, the ladies from Hidden Figures, Dorothy Vaughan, great women. Didn't really know about them, so I've made the choice to go and look for women who have impact. For instance, Hedy Lamarr, we know her as a wonderful movie star, but did you also know she was the brains behind GPS? So it's things like that always encourage me, and that's, I suppose, now are my role models, but very much my parents gave me the belief that I can do whatever I wanted to do.
I think my motivation wasn't necessarily the person, but the cause. In my background, my parents have come from Armenia, and I was the first child that had to do something to live up to what they had come here for. And it was that realization of, and I always say it to myself, like, life isn't, and nothing in life is served to you on like a tray. You need to serve yourself in life. And that, with that in mind, I was like, that motivated me and that inspired me to like go ahead and take the extra step to whatever I believe in. So I think it was the cause of, I guess, my mom, because, you know, she was the reason that I'm here and I have this privilege, but recognizing that privilege and kind of taking that extra step was my inspiration and my motivation to go and do something else.
Were you ever judged in a workplace because of your gender or something else you can control?
Where shall we begin? You'll find, and we'll be talking about at Westminster, what they call microaggressions. So there are things where it's not in your face, some of their biases in terms of discriminating you, like, oh, how can you do that because you're a woman? How can you do that because you're black? We don't know anyone apart from the stereotypes that they've seen on TV, so they automatically assume you're going to be like that because they've never met anyone apart from what's on media. So it's very much how you prove them wrong, that you role model, that you show basically that you're brilliant at what you do. My parents always said to me, no matter what, you always have to be 110% better than everybody else. You can't give them an excuse to not think that you're good enough for the job. What goes against us as women sometimes is that we feel that even going for jobs, if we don't meet it 100%, we won't apply, whereas a man will just think, I'll go for it and wing it and see what happens. We have to believe in ourselves more, be confident in ourselves to kind of go for everything. I also don't look my age, so a lot of the time they assume I'm a lot younger, and then they automatically think because I'm younger I don't know anything, I haven't got enough experience. So again, it's having that confidence in how you present yourself to go like, oh okay, I'm going to listen because it looks like she knows what she's talking about.
What point in your life did you know that
I just want to say, like, you do not have to think of your career as this definitive thing. You can shape it, mold it, change it. I've done plenty of things. I did film and media for my undergrad, and now I'm working in like policy related. I mean, I'm in academia, but like it's very much policy oriented, security stuff. We're not the same person we were 2 years ago. Your interests change. Things happen in the world that just awaken these new reactions in you, and you might be like, actually I love what I do, but that's quite interesting too. I know it's not ideal because it comes with a lot of uncertainty, and if you really want to get to a point where you're like the expert, you really do need to specialize. But I don't want you to leave this room thinking, oh my god, like I need to have a tunnel vision, because that's really not necessary.
Are you doing what your younger self imagined?
No.
No chance. I changed my view of what I wanted to do a million times. I was to be a primary school teacher, I wanted to be a social worker, I wanted to be a lawyer, I was all over the place in terms of what I thought I wanted to do. And then I thought, okay, I'm definitely going to be accountancy. Then it was like, no, that's kind of boring. I'll need something else. And then finally I'm in the area that I want to do.
What inspired you to get up and
What inspires me to get up in the morning? I'm really curious about what I do. I joined Netflix like 7 months ago, and so for me it's the ability to meet people and explore like what this company does and understand an entirely new industry. So I started originally working at Amazon. That was all like retail and operations, and now I'm in this industry that I never thought I would be in, if I'm honest, which is entertainment. And so it's really exciting. I work with really cool people who are amazing at what they do, and so I get up in the morning excited to learn new things, honestly, and just be curious. Other than that, I really like Pilates. I figure skated when I was younger, I did gymnastics, and so finding things outside of work that give me energy and that I enjoy, that's trying something new. I've been snowboarding, not very good at it. Those things, so a combination of work and people, and definitely making sure that I hold on to things that I'm passionate about.
Lots of jobs are becoming more online and using AI and people use a lot of social media. And does that affect you, or do you use social media in your jobs?
I don't use social media in my specific job, but on the other side of the fence, I play an instrument, and we've travelled and done lots of stuff. So we have like a social media and media guys that are part of our band and team. So last week we went Glastonbury. They filmed everything for us. They created reels. They put it all up on social media. I also have a habit of collecting trainers, and Instagram has helped me a lot with obtaining trainers, and I've been able to pursue other stuff through Instagram, through posting shoes and doing this. I've been able to collab and work with brands because of Instagram. So not in my day-to-day career paying the bills job, but on the other side, yes.
So prior to me in my graphic design role, I actually was in a communications role, so that entailed stuff to do with social media, and it was a lot more focused on LinkedIn, the business angle. Whereas in my design job, because I'm a corporate designer, it's not so much about social media, it's more about presentations and like documents for clients. I freelance as well, so I was going to say social media has been quite a good place to connect with people. So I have an Instagram page that's for my illustrations, because I do digital illustration as well. So I've had a lot of people that I've done commissions. I've also been approached by different companies via my Instagram. So for example, there's one called Cultural Creative, they're a stock image company. So they approached me, so I kind of get to do illustrations for them as well. So it's quite a good platform for creatives to. Thank you.
And I was just going to add that I don't really use it now, but in my previous role I was social media adjacent. So I worked in comms, and we had social media managers, and it's a really important part actually of building a brand reputation and brand campaign and brand imagery. It's how you reach customers and consumers, and it's how people get to know who you are and what you stand for. So from a social media perspective, it is really important for companies, and it's a great skill to have, to understand it, to understand who your consumer is on different channels. So LinkedIn was mentioned. TikTok has a different audience to Facebook, to Instagram, right? So it is really important from that perspective.
Are your family proud of what you're doing, and is it the job that they wanted you to do?
They are now. It wasn't the job that they wanted me to do, but they are proud now. I think what the journey for me has been interesting, and Caroline knows about this as well. So obviously the journey I was meant to take is I was supposed to go straight to university, and I decided to be the rebel that I am and said no, I want to work. And so I was like, no, we're supposed to go to university. But by going into work and finding a journey that I wanted, I then took the qualifications that I wanted to do. So I worked and studied. And so when I finally got my master's in human resource management, my parents were proud, because then it was like, welcome to the master's, darling. So for them it was like, you know, they wanted me to achieve and to do well, and I've done well in what I want to do. Plus I made them happy by making sure I went to uni in the end anyway. So yeah, they are proud.
So my parents are very academic. My mom's a scientist and my dad is very high in computer science. So growing up, I always had this pressure in my head of, oh no, I need to be very academic, I need to go down the sciences. And really that was not the perception they had of you. They wanted just me to follow my dreams, follow my heart. And every step of the way, whether I wanted to be an actual athlete, then I wanted to be a teacher, then I wanted to be an actress, and now where I am now, they've supported and they're happy. As long as I'm doing what I'm comfortable doing and what I'm enjoying.
How do you prepare yourself to work with clients or like support clients?
Talk to kind of like customers and clients and stuff like that.
Honestly, I'll just say like one sentence: practice makes perfect. Before coming, like walking into this room, I was telling my lovely panelists outside how terrified I am of public speaking. And listen, I look calm, but there is panic raging inside of me. So, but it's all about pushing yourself out of your comfort zone and doing it so much so that you just get better at it. Things appear worse in your imagination than they are actually in real life. So yeah, just practice makes perfect. Go for it, talk, and what's the worst that can happen?
The other thing that I would say is don't be afraid to say that you don't know. I think I like to be as prepared as possible, and so what scares me is somebody asking me a question and me not having an answer to it. But I've learned in my work life that actually it's really powerful to say, do you know what, I actually don't know the answer to that question, but let me take it away and come back to it. Make sure you come back. Like, do follow up, but it's okay to be in those moments and say, I don't know the answer to this question, I don't have the information to hand, and to follow up with that. And I think just knowing that has really helped, and it's really powerful to be able to say, like, I'll find out for you. And that builds trust as well, because I'm not going to sit here and be like waffle on for ages about something that I don't know.
What would you say to your future self?
So the thing I would say is believe in yourself, be you. Nothing's going to be served to you in life. Make sure you serve yourself and never change yourself to accommodate reality. Change the reality to accommodate you.
Don't give up. You will get discouraged. There will be days when it doesn't feel like you're going to get there. Don't give up. Have belief in you, have faith in yourself, and make sure that, as Anne said, you have people around you who support you. You have people around you who will make you laugh. That's very important because, and it's just have that goal in mind. It may change slightly, but keep it in mind and keep focused. And don't let people dissuade you, because it's very easy for people to say, well, why do you want to? Do you really want to do that? And before you know it, you're off doing something that you never really believed you wanted to do.
So hold on to those who are really there for you, and then get rid of the ones that aren't. I call them mood hoovers, suck out the energy. But yeah, that's what I would say to myself. Look out for the ones who have your back, the ones who inspire you, the one who's the best for you, and they will help you to get where you need to be.
Sometimes it feels you're on this never-ending treadmill. You're picking options, and it's GCSEs, and it's A-levels, then it's uni, then it's what next? Find a job, then it's family, then it's this, then it's that. Sometimes just breathe. Take time out for yourself. Hobbies, friendship circles, social lives, those are also very important. It's okay not to know all the answers, it's not okay to know the right decisions, but then go out and find those, find the answers, find out what you want, and find out what you need. So yeah.
So now a round of applause to the panelists. After the second day of the programme, if you could just tell us, how did you find it? Who was your favourite speaker? And what was your favourite takeaway?
I found this experience really useful. I feel like I've learned a lot more and learned a lot more about my future, and I feel like the stress is not much longer there because they've opened my eyes to see new opportunities and the difference of the reality of life, and comparing to how school has taught me and how they told me that I can go anywhere I need to, I can change my route, I'm free to do what I want to do, it's not just about one certain aspect, and I felt like it was a really great experience. I learned so much, a lot from these amazing women.
I really enjoyed this as well because it kind of told me like just pretty much follow your dreams. Like you've seen all of these stories and show like how they've changed their careers in between what they wanted to do just because they wanted to be happy. So it kind of gives you a bit of like, I don't know if the word like ease, like but yeah, that's how.
Thank you.